Hello guys, so welcome back to my channel. So today is our first lecture. So I will tell you about the IoT and what IoT means and how we're doing the circuit diagrams and what is Arduino, rotating motor, about ultrasonic sensor and the project which we can make from these three things. So let's cover our basic part firstly. So what is IoT? So the IoT means Internet of the Things. Anything which can be controlled by the internet is known as IoT. So coming to the Arduino, Arduino basically is a peripheral device which we can say that is a serial to serial interface which we can use to do the programming and run any device from the internet through the basis of serial to serial communication commands. And that this is the Arduino, So basically the wire which we connect to this is used to load the code into particular Arduino one and even also giving the power to that. So the Arduino works on plus 5 voltage. So here you're seeing the rotating motors we have. So we have ultrasonic sensor which has a range of 180 centimeter. So the basic limitation of the ultrasonic sensor is that it don't work beyond the range of 30 centimeter, and along with that it doesn't work when we have a dark means in the black environment. This doesn't work functionally. So here firstly let me tell you that this is totally a project which revolves around the smart parking system, so in which we are trying to just have the simulation that from where we can automatically check that if the car is approaching nearby to the closing center, they can get their tickets and entered easily without the human intervention and get out of that with paying the data the particular amount of time amount uh, according to the time. Yes, so let's go to the code firstly, that what we have written the code here. So I will give the description of the code in the description link below, so you can check that. So if you see here hash include, I think so the persons who are from the CSE background or IT background, they know what is hash include means. So those who do not know what is hash include, they can go and check my other video what hash include means. So servo.h means here that the motors which we are using here is the servo motors. As I told you previously also that we are using the servo motors here. So to load that particular files for the servo motors, we are using the servo motor.h, and here we are just giving the echo pins as a particular as a particular number where we are just giving them the power. So we are creating a four particular instance here, two as a long durations and two as a integer type of distance. Now we are also giving the echo pins and trigger pin as 9 and 10 for the Arduino's for the second particular ultrasonic sensor. Now because we are using the rotating emitters here, so we are giving the angle to be rotated as 90 degree and creating an instance for both the servo motors, just like we create for the our constructors in C or Java. Now coming to the main setup, just like void in the particular code, just like we write the void main. So in the similar pattern for the Arduino, we firstly set up the things here. So for that one we use write void setup. And pin mode basically means the pin, what that particular pin means, that how it gonna work. So we have given the buzzers. If you see here, let me show you the buzzer as well. So if you see here, we have given the buzzers as well, and that buzzer is gonna connect with the one as a positive one. If you see, we are giving that the direct power, and other one was a grounded one, which is getting the power from here, and it is indirectly getting the power from Arduino Uno. If you see here, we have a green signal, green color wire, which means the we are using the neutral wire here. So if we check here, we have given the buzzer as a output one because we are getting the value output from the buzzer. Similarly, we have pin mode triggered for the ultrasonic sensor, that is output, because ultrasonic is two-way communication, that we are getting the values from the distance. So we are getting the value as an input also, and we are providing the outputs as a digital one. So we are getting that trigger to pin as a output too. Even because now the servo motors are only depending upon the inputs which we are giving to them. So we are attaching at the pin number 8 and pin number 4. So if we see now here, if we see the void loop function, which means this gonna work throughout the life until it get terminated. So if we see here digital pin right low, uh, so we are micro firstly, because for any ultrasonic sensor to work, firstly we have to give them a, just like a, if we see the example of a bicycle or a motorcycle. So every time firstly when you get the self, it will trigger its ignition first. So in the similar way we have to just give a ignition to the ultrasonic sensor as well. So we just make the firstly all the pins as low, and slowly just allow them to be on. So here we have written the code in similar way, that digital write low, and then get a micro delay second of 2, and similarly for the other pin 2 we have done the same thing, and then slowly we are giving them the powers. Now what we are doing here in this particular point of code, that echo pin we are giving as a high, and we are calculating, basically calculating a distance here. So the distance formula we have written is basically here the duration, the time which a sensor will take to go to the particular object and come back to sensor, is the distance here, is the duration, and into 3 divided by 2 is basically the speed of light, the formula for the velocity of speed of light. And then according to the distance calculated, we are rotating the motors at 90 degree. So firstly the motors got rotated at the 90 degree itself, and then after that what it gonna work. So now let's go to the simulation part. So if we see at this particular point of time, we initially the values are going to be 0 at a 90 degree for the motors. So the motor are rotating itself to 90 degree. Now if I move a one of that particular within the range of that particular one, so now we will see that there was a change here in the motors. So motor is rotating upward now, so which means the gates are open to just enter. And now if I remove this one as a below one, and now if I try to move this one towards the ultrasonic sensor, so which means the gates are closed and all the parking are fully occupied. Yes. So if you liked my video, please like, share and subscribe, and stay tuned for more such products. I will paste the link of this particular project in the description. Thank you.